Hello! Now we're going to look at how Excel puts data into bins. This way, when you're making a frequency table in Excel, you'll understand what the process is and you'll better be able to interpret your findings. To begin, when we make our bins, which are really just basically our categories, we need to figure out what the highest data value is and what the lowest data value is. In Excel, when you have a large data set, you can use the max and min functions, but for here our data set is just 18, so we can really just look at the data. The smallest value is a 6, the largest value is a 35. You want to construct your bins so that the smallest bin contains the smallest value, and the largest bin contains the largest value. I went from 10 up to 35, and I incremented by 5. You're going to really have to use your judgment on how big you want to make the increments. If I had incremented by 1, I would have had too many bins, but if I had incremented by 20, I would not have had enough. Now we're going to count how many data pieces fit into each bin. The way that Excel looks at it, for example, looking at this 25, the number of data values that fit in the 25 bin will be the number of data values that are less than or equal to 25, but greater than 20. So whatever fits right in between these, bigger than the 20, less than or equal to 25. Really, the bin values are the upper limit for what values should go into each category. For bin 10, we want to look at values that are 10 or below. So that's going to be our 6, that's going to be our 7, and our 9. For bin 10, the frequency is 3. We'll hop over to bin 15. That's going to be everything that's greater than 10, but less than or equal to 15. We have an 11 down here, a 13, a 12, another 11, and a 14. That's going to give us 5 data pieces. For 20, we look at anything bigger than 15, but less than or equal to 20. That's our 17 and our 18. For bin 25, that's going to include the 22 and another 22. Bin 25 has frequency 2. For bin 30, that's everything less than 30 but greater than 25. We've got our 28, our 27, our 29, and our 30. That's 4. For 35, all we have left is the 35 up here and the 32, so that's 2. This is how Excel puts its data into bins. As long as we're looking at a frequency table, let's go ahead and look at a relative frequency table as well. Remember, for relative frequency, that's another way of saying the percent. Often we leave the relative frequency as a fraction or a decimal, although you can put it in percent form if you want. To begin, we have to find the total number of data. If we add up all the frequency, we get 18, so we know that there are 18 points. To find the relative frequency, we're going to take the frequency divided by the total number, either write that as a simplified fraction, as a decimal, or as a percent. For the rest of them, I'm just going to leave them as a decimal. The next value is 5 over 18, which is 0.278. After this, we have 2 over 18, which is 0.11. The next one is also 2 over 18, 0.11. 4 over 18 for bin 30, which is 0.22. 2 over 18 for the last bin, ending with 0.11. If we were to add all these relative frequency values together, we should get a total of 1. We'll definitely get that if we add the fractions. For the decimals, we should get close to that. I did round a little bit, so we might be a little bit off.